Coming up next on CPT, an alleged rape on campus. We'll have the details on the suspect's arraignment.
Plus, pot's legal in Massachusetts. But does that mean you can't light up on campus? We'll let you know.
And a CC8 reporter nominated for an Emmy. We'll have the details.
Curry Primetime Report starts right now. Hello, and welcome to Curry Primetime Report. I'm Cole Franklin.
And I'm Kirby Bryce. Let's get right to the stories making news on campus. An 18-year-old Northeastern University student has pleaded not guilty to a rape charge that allegedly occurred here on campus. The Quincy Patriot Ledger is reporting that an unidentified Curry student says she was raped by longtime friend Godson Darosina of Hyde Park when he visited campus March 20th. Milton police say she reported the incident to campus public safety 2 days later. At Darosina's arraignment on April 28th, his attorney said that text messages indicated that the sexual encounter was consensual. A grand jury will be convened to review the evidence. Darosina's next court appearance is July 27th.
A new public safety officer, chief, will be starting here at Curry in mid-May. His name is Paul King, and he comes to Curry from Pawtucket, Rhode Island, where he served as police chief. King has more than 30 years of experience in law enforcement. Our interim chief, Paul Layton, tells CPT that he'll be here to help with the transition for a couple more weeks. He also said he enjoyed his time here at Curry, serving as the interim chief.
As you all know, Massachusetts voters approved legalizing marijuana in the state last November. That had CPT wondering, does that mean you can smoke on campus legally? CPT's Lindsay Mason reports.
Lighting up on campus? Think again. Curry College is prohibiting the use of marijuana, and this is causing some confusion among Curry residents.
A lot of students are confused why it's not allowed on campus, but it is legal in Massachusetts. I think this is a confusing time for a lot of residents.
Like if we know that people are doing it, then we can control it better.
I think there should be an age limit, sort of like there is for alcohol. Like there's a wet campus, there should be maybe a smoky campus part.
Although state law has changed, Curry's policy in regards to marijuana hasn't.
Students cannot be in use or possess marijuana on campus.
Lisa McDonald, Assistant Vice President of Student Affairs, is often asked many questions on this confusing topic.
With the legalization of marijuana, why can't I smoke marijuana on campus? Why can't I be in possession of it, right? We get that question. And so it's because Curry College is part of the Drug-Free Schools Act. We've received federal funding, and in compliance with that act, we cannot have students be in possession or use marijuana, so to stay in compliance.
So next time you light up, head off campus. For CC8, I'm Lindsay Mason reporting.
There have been many delays in starting up legal marijuana retail locations. Many towns are voting no to allowing stores to open, but no retail outlet is expected to open up in the state until at least mid-2018.
In other news, President Trump's Muslim ban was a hot topic all semester long. CPT's Garrett Riley joins us in studio with more on this story. Garrett?
Thanks, Cole. This ban, still making its way through the courts, would have targeted specific countries and not allow those people into the United States without further background checks. CPT took to campus to find out what students and others felt about the proposed ban.
We're known to be a relatively open country, and so to do something like that and to wipe out an entire group of people who really have done nothing wrong is just absolutely ridiculous, honestly.
I think that it's pretty clear that there's a lot of world opinion that's not too favorable about the current state of American foreign policy, as well as the lack of openness. I think it's really putting a slant on how open we are as a country and who we allow in, so it's not looking too good.
I feel like a lot of people are uniting, which is a good thing, and even though it's sad that it took something so horrible like this to make people unite, it's still a positive side to it.
Thank you.
I think it is doing the complete opposite of making us great. and it's just going to kind of feed into the whole Islamophobic hate culture that we have. Bottom line, I think it's an absolutely horrible policy, and it's going to cause a lot of people a lot of pain. So.
It's not America's ban, it's Trump. And he does not stand for what every single American feels.
All that does is it ruins families and makes people upset and tears people apart, and I just don't think that that's right. I think that that's just the wrong thing to do morally, and just an awful thing to do to people.
Oh my God, that's a complicated question. No, I don't know. I think it's messed up.
I've seen so far no hard evidence of anything concrete that we can go off of. I think within politics it's important to be cautious and rational and not jump to conclusion, especially on what a whole country feels.
The ban idea was particularly troublesome to Curry's Muslim student population. CPT's Vanessa Rizzitano has that story.
Trump's executive order on the Muslim ban has played a huge role in his presidency so far.
Entering the United States.
A Curry College sophomore, Solaniel Perez from East Boston, Massachusetts, is just an ordinary Muslim student that does not think she should be viewed any different than any other religion.
I think the Muslim ban is something very ignorant because a lot of people have this conception that Muslim people are terrorists. It's not like that. Muslim is a religion like any other, like Catholic, Christian.
Bryn Hall, Curry's graduate diversity assistant, believes that Curry values all students and religions equally.
I think that Curry values all students equally, regardless of their religion, and we have the resources dedicated to each individual student.
Terry Hoffman, the director of spiritual life at Curry, was informed on how Curry is reacting to the Muslim ban. It is now one of Curry's priorities to make sure that the Muslim students on campus feel safe.
There has been an attempt, for example, to meet with the small number of Muslim students that we have on campus.
Members of the Curry community believe that the school should be protecting the Muslim students in some way.
Maybe show their support to the Muslim community.
I think Curry needs to make sure that everyone here feels included.
I think Curry should show their support for the Muslim community.
Nothing has happened in the school that has made me feel not safe. I actually do feel safe on campus.
Longer pioneers in the 1920s.
For CPT, I am Vanessa Rizzitano, reporting.
As of this taping, the ban has not been put into place. For CPT, I'm Garrett Riley. Kirby, over to you.
Thanks, Garrett. Do you find yourself drinking while you're alone or drinking trying to relieve stress? These may be the symptoms of alcoholism, but there is hope. Right here on campus, we have our own Alcoholics Anonymous group that meets every Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. in the chapel. CPT took to campus to find out what students think about AA.
I think that's a good initiative to start to help out everybody, make them aware of the poisoning of alcohol.
I think it's beneficial to people out there who are really struggling with alcohol problems and stuff.
Oh, I love it. I think it's a great idea, and I think everyone should go, even if they're not an alcoholic. I think they should take a look about it.
I think some people definitely need it. I think it's good for all campuses to have something in place like that to help people who want to stop, because I think drinking in college can be a huge problem as to why people become alcoholics later on in life.
I think that it's really good. I think people always need help, and it's a good atmosphere, and I like that we started it.
I think some people definitely could use help on campus. I don't know if everyone needs it, but definitely a good idea to have it.
There are some issues here, like kids drinking every day. I'm not gonna, it's alcohol is inevitable on campus, and some kids seek this opportunity to escape from their parents and drink, so not many of them realize that, and I think that's really important.
I think that it's very good. I think that it could be very beneficial to some people, and it's something that we should have.
It's very good for people who have alcohol problems, I believe.
Oh, I think it's a great idea, especially in a college environment. Some people are scared to speak up about that stuff.
I think it's a great idea. Sometimes bringing people together in a situation like that, helps people to understand that, they're not alone.
The AA group is expected to continue next year. Watch the CC8 message board for updates on times and locations.
Still ahead on CPT, a Curry trustee member becomes a Massachusetts judge.
And find out the latest building project for athletic program. Stay with us.
The Jimmy Fund supports Boston's Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, raising money for adults and children with cancer. In 2016, an estimated 1.5 million new cases of cancer will be diagnosed in the United States. Since the founding in 1948, the Jimmy Fund has raised millions of dollars through thousands of community fundraising events, putting the money into research to improve the chance of survival for cancer patients around the world. The Jimmy Fund receives its money from many different fundraising techniques. Some of those include walks, dances, and bake sales. One main contributor is the Boston Red Sox, who work hand in hand with the Jimmy Fund and Dana-Farber, donating thousands of dollars every year. 88 cents of every dollar you give goes directly to cancer research and patient care. Any donation, big or small, is greatly appreciated. If you can't donate, we hope you help support the Jimmy Fund in any way possible. Interested in donating or simply want more information? Check out the Jimmy Fund and Dana-Farber online by visiting jimmyfund.org.
Welcome back to Curry Primetime Report. U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders came into Boston recently, attracting big crowds. CPT Sanjay Torre covered the event, which featured numerous ideas on how to make higher education more affordable.
Our job is to encourage our people to get the best education they can, not punish them for doing that.
Supporters wait outside the Orpheum Theater in hopes to hear a change of faith for our youth and their chances in attending college for less, and also to change the current view our president has on this issue.
I don't know how much Trump will listen to him because he's not very good at listening to people, but I do hope he pushes it to be fair to more people.
Supporters from Our Revolution, Massachusetts joined guest speaker on stage to discuss their campaign that combats inequality. Senator Warren works closely with this campaign and hopes to bring our nation back to the America she once knew.
I grew up in an America that said, we're going to make college available to kids who work hard, who play by the rules.
Although supporters at the Bernie Sanders rally were in favor for his beliefs and values on taxation, healthcare, and lower tuition, students here at Curry College felt otherwise.
The lowering of student tuition, it's a good idea, but I think as it starts to progress, I think it's going to be tough. Taxes, I think, are going to go up because of that.
I think free tuition would kind of oversaturate the market.
Olivia Mahidashti, a Curry College student, further explains the concerns of her fellow peers and also why she is a Trump supporter.
I don't 100% agree with what Trump may believe in, but I agree with the majority of it. I don't think that, colleges should be free. I think that not every college student is meant for college.
For CPT, I'm Sanjay Tere reporting.
President Trump recently launched his first commercials for the 2020 presidential elections recently. He is also expected to visit New Hampshire within the next coming months.
Curry College alum and trustee Anthony M. Campo has been appointed to the bench as an Associate Justice of the Superior Court in Massachusetts. On April 12th, the Governor's Council unanimously approved his nomination by an 8-0 vote. Campo cites his Curry College experience as life-changing from an academic perspective and beyond the classroom. Campo says he has a lot of defining moments on campus, including when one of his professors saw his potential and encouraged him to apply to law school. After getting his undergraduate degree here at Curry, Mr. Campo will be officially sworn in at the governor's office in Boston later this month.
Curry's commencement is coming up soon, and this year's speaker is also an alum. Karen Daly, PhD, and Curry College Class of '85 will share her experiences during her many years of work in the nursing community. Among her many accomplishments was serving as president of the American Nurses Association. She also has been listed as one of the 100 most influential people in healthcare. Dr. Daly's address is highly appropriate this year as Curry celebrates its 40th year of nursing. Commencement will take place on May 21st, 2017.
As Curry's meal plan options have you confused? You're not alone. As CPT's Michael Carnevale reports, there is a lot of debate over what the plan should be, including whether off-campus options should be included.
Need a meal on the go? This is just one of the 2 cafes here at Curry College that uses the new Take 3 meal plan, where students can grab a quick bite just before class or after class.
The Take 3 is a program we launched on the Monday after spring break, and basically what it is it's a meal exchange program. Students have the ability to pick out a sandwich or a salad, a snack or a piece of fruit, and a choice of beverage up in 2 of our retail locations.
The new Take 3 meal plan is implemented here at Curry College, here at the APC Cafe and the Kennedy Cafe. This does apply to students that already have a meal plan here and can be used here. But how does this affect students that don't have a meal plan here? Take, for example, commuters.
I work from home, so I just basically cook my meals every single day, and it's a lot cheaper to cook from home rather than to come here.
We are looking at launching 2 new commuter meal plans for the fall, and one of the things that we kept in mind with that was hopefully commuters will participate in the commuter plans and be able to use the Take 3 program.
Although commuters will have to wait until this new plan is implemented, students have voiced their opinions that Curry College should start introducing flex points. Similar to other colleges such as Stonehill and Boston College, flex points can be used at different locations off campus.
My sister goes to school in Boston, and her school does that.
Yeah, I would. Like, that's a lot more convenient than paying with my card or cash.
We are looking at it as an institution. We are working with Seaboard, who does our meal plan systems, because they actually work through that. So it's definitely something that's on the table.
For CC8, I'm Michael Carnevale reporting.
The Take 3 plan is offered from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. weekdays.
Next up on CPT, Joe Sciacca has our summer preview, including the hurricane forecast.
Go behind the scenes of MSU's diversity show, Big Bang.
And Nick Foy looks at spring sports and the playoff picture.
More than 3,000 people died from distracted driving last year, and most of that came from texting. Texting and driving is one of the leading causes of accidents amongst teens. While many states have banned all drivers from using a mobile device while operating a vehicle, there are still some that allow it. At this point in time, majority of states, including all of New England and the tri-state area, have bans on texting while driving, and those that don't are working towards making it legal. Texting and driving can put drivers and others at risk of possible injury or even death. In 2013, more than 341,000 motor vehicle accidents were attributed to distracted driving due to a mobile device. That's 1 in 4 recorded accidents in the United States. Unfortunately, while many accidents involving teen drivers are fatal, as many as 10% of those are attributed to texting while driving. For more information on distracted driving, visit distraction.gov. Remember, when you're looking at your cell phone while driving, that's at least 5 seconds that you aren't watching the road. Texting can wait. Keep your eyes on the road.
Welcome back to CPT. CC8 News reporter Courtney Lee recently got a big honor. For her story on the legalization of marijuana earned her a Boston Emmy nomination. Congratulations to Courtney from all of us at CPT.
One of the biggest events every spring on campus is the Multicultural Students Union Big Bang Show. CPT's Matt Hart takes us behind the scenes of this major event.
The preparation for the MSU Big Bang Fashion and Talent Show is a long process. A lot of hard work and dedication is put behind the scenes. The Big Bang is organized by MSU's president and Curry College junior, Kamitra Thompson.
I started going to the club meetings, and that same year is when I started doing like promotional things for Big Bang.
All of the students involved have only positive things to say about Kamitra.
She's always in charge. She's ready to take something on if you can't do it.
Kamitra is so amazing. I think she has such amazing ideas, and she has a way of having others feel really a part of it and to feel on board.
Although the MSU Big Bang Fashion Show is fun and exciting for all of the members involved, the important message is diversity here on the Curry College campus.
I think Curry is not a very diverse population to begin with, so I think that emphasizing the parts that are diverse is really important.
It is beyond important because it's what makes us as a human and everything.
The Big Bang Fashion and Talent Show is an opportunity for students on campus to showcase their talents, from stepping to singing to dancing, to modeling, and to glow-in-the-dark drums. For CC8, I am Matthew Hart reporting.
Looks like there was a lot of different acts at this year's program.
Another big week is Senior Week. CPT's TJ Deinstadt joins us in studio with more on that. TJ?
Thanks, Cole. Senior Week will be held from Tuesday, May 16th to Saturday, May 20th. Senior Week is available to all Curry seniors who have paid their $300 and have registered for their event. All students must completely check out of their residence halls by Sunday, May 14th at 12 p.m. or 24 hours after the last final exam, whichever comes first. Students will not be allowed to remain on campus between May 14th at 12 p.m. and Commencement Week check-in on May 16th. Commencement Week participants are required to stay on campus for the duration of their events. SCRH and Old Suites will be open for Commencement Week housing. Your career ID will be programmed to provide access to your building and suite. Here's some of the activities. Tuesday, May 16th, Boston Boat Cruise. May 17th, Mohegan Casino. May 18th, Clam Bake. May 19th, Jillian's Bowling. May 20th, End of the Year World and Hypnotist. Enjoy Senior Week, seniors. For CPT, I'm TJ Deinstadt. Back over to you guys.
Thanks, TJ. Summer is coming up soon after we get through these stressful finals.
Joe Sciacca, our chief weather forecaster, is here to give us his last summer preview. Joe?
Thanks, guys. Here I am taking my final look at my summer 2017 forecast here on CPT. Well, as we take a look here at the month of May for the Northeast, looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of cool weather over the next couple weeks here in the Northeast. Certainly a change from what we have seen over the past couple of months, to say the least. As we move our way into June, looks like we could start to see some warmer weather start to take over hold of the Northeast as we work our way into the first month of meteorological summer. And as we advance our way into July, maybe even some more warm weather, similar to what we saw last summer. You know, this is a very interesting summer. We really do not see an El Nino or a La Nina coming on, so we're in kind of like this neutral phase, so usually there's a little bit more vulnerability to the forecast. But right now, looks like the month of June of July will remain warm. And then let's finally take a look here at the month of August. And again, looks like there's some hints of still some warmer than normal temperatures overall for the 3-month period. Temperatures looks like they'll average 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit above normal over that 3-month period. And also, let's take a look here at the precipitation. You know, last summer we had such a bad drought. Let's see what it looks like for this upcoming summer and growing season. Well, it looks like, you know, there could be a little bit of drought, you know, maybe getting a hold back into the region as we work our way by the end of the summer month here of August. But overall, I'd say around normal precipitation as of now. And also, let's take a look here at the 2017 Atlantic hurricane season forecast. Again, this is a lower than normal confidence given the fact that we're not going to be really in an El Nino or a La Nina for the reason. So here's what I currently think as of now. I think we'll see 11 to 14 named storms, 4 to 6 of those becoming hurricanes, and then 2 to 4 of these becoming major hurricanes, which is Category 3 to Category 5. And certainly there could be a little bit more room for change as we see how the season overall finally progresses once we get into the heart of the season, which is August and September. I'm Curry College Chief for the Forecaster Joe Sciacca for CC8. Thank you for watching.
Joe Sciacca will be hard to replace and will be missed. Joe, best of luck in your weather forecasting career.
Couldn't agree more. On sports, here we go with CPT's Nick Foy.
Thanks, Cole. The Colonels had a successful spring campaign with 4 teams making playoffs in their respective sport. Men's baseball finished off their season with a 14-18 record while going 10-6 in conference. The baseball team had a great season from their senior offensive powerhouse, Vincent Lopriore, who batted .321 with 2 home runs on the season, and led on the field by junior pitcher Dave Griffin, who went 3-4 with a 1.70 ERA. Griffin made a huge impact on the field, but you may not know what he's overcome as a key player. CPT sports reporter Adam Doss has more.
Since his arrival at Curry, junior pitcher Dave Griffin has become an icon on and off the field.
He's a loud kid, and he brings a lot of good, positive energy to the team. And he's always one of the kids on the bench that's really loud and try to keep everyone up.
It was just 3 years ago when Curry found themselves with a new star pitcher that they had found through a mutual friend.
My high school coach gave my college coach a phone call because my college coach was coaching my high school coach when he played in high school, and that's how I got into here.
Although he has led his team to a conference championship, as well as making all-conference first team, Dave had to overcome pressing obstacles that not many people know about.
Now, if I told you that one of the obstacles Dave has faced with surgery, you might expect it to be Tommy John surgery. But Dave has a different story.
Dave suffers from a condition called cholesteatoma, which has caused him to go deaf in his left ear.
Growing up was definitely the hardest because I was still going through a lot of surgeries at times. Some days I'd be able to hear really good, some days I wouldn't be able to hear.
With a childhood full of 15 ear surgeries, you wouldn't expect Dave to be able to pursue baseball.
It was always every 6 months something would pop up. The cholesteatoma's returned, you have to have surgery so we can clean it out. We need to put in tubes, or there's a hole over here, we gotta patch it up.
Throughout this entire process, Dave, as well as his teammates, have found a way to overcome his obstacles and focus on one thing: baseball.
As far as his hearing impairment, I don't see anything that holds him back in the way of athletics, or the way he conducts himself as a young man. He's a prototypical gentleman, and I mean that sincerely.
Reporting for CC8 News, I'm Adam Doss.
Quite a story there. The Colonels made it to the Commonwealth Coast Conference Tournament as the 4 seed, and at the time of this taping, they hosted a home playoff game on Thursday, May 4th. We'll keep you updated on their progress on the CC8 message board. We should also send a shout out to the baseball coach, Dave Perdios, who notched his 300th win this season. Congrats, Coach Perdios. Over to softball now, where the Colonels finished with an overall record of 16-22 and 7-11 in conference, with senior captain Marissa Bruno hitting .370 with 4 home runs, and junior pitcher Becca Black finishing the season with 5 wins and an ERA of 3.27. They too made the Commonwealth Coast Conference Tournament, but had a play-in game to do so. This game took place on March 29th, where the softball team won in extra innings, beating the Nichols Bison 2-0 thanks to a Rachel Bird single that drove in 2 in the top half of the 8th inning. Their playoff run started just a day after taking on Roger Williams, where they lost, but as of this taping, will face Endicott in the consolation side of their double elimination style bracket. Again, watch the CC8 message board for updates. Men's lacrosse had a successful showing this year, wrapping up their season with an overall record of 10-8 while finishing conference play with a 3-5 record. Their playoff push will be led by junior attacker Matt Serra, who led the team with 33 goals. The Lax team fended off Roger Williams in quarterfinal play, but lost to Endicott on May 3rd. The women's lacrosse team fell 1 spot short of making the Commonwealth Coast Conference Tournament, finishing their season with a 7-10 record and 2-6 in conference. The team was led by senior Kelly Parker, who scored 50 goals, which was good for 4th in the conference, and their goalie Rachel Smith, who's 4th in the conference in saves with 138. Men's tennis wrapped up an indifferent season, finishing with a record of 7-12, but falling to 1-7 in conference play. Although the tennis team struggled for wins, freshman Aiden Roach had the best individual record on the team, finishing 8-5 overall. Their season wrapped up on April 26th against Johnson & Wales. Lastly, the men's hockey team wrapped up a very successful season, finishing 14-10-2 overall and 11-5-2 in conference. The team made it to the quarterfinals of the Commonwealth Coast Conference Tournament, where they lost to University of New England 4-2 on February 25th. Tyler Van Cleef led the team with 30 points, with 15 goals and 15 assists. Van Cleef has since signed a tryout contract with the South Carolina Stingrays, the ECHL affiliate of the Washington Capitals. That'll do it for sports, and good luck to all the teams who made playoffs this season. For CPT Sports, I'm Nick Foy. Back over to you, Kirby and Cole.
Thanks, Nick. It's also Nick's final CPT, and I'm graduating too.
And let's not forget our behind-the-scenes crew, including Dan Johnson, who's graduating. We at CPT thank you for all you've done, and good luck in your careers.
And that does it for us, this edition of Curry Primetime Report. Have a great summer.
Have a great summer. Bye.